If you are only in Venice, Italy for 3 days, then every moment matters. Hi, I'm Taylor, and I just spent 16 nights staying at 12 hotels all over Venice. And in this video, I'm going to tell you exactly how I would spend only 3 days in Venice, Italy, so that you can see all of the main sites, not burn yourself out, and also see some gems that I think are totally underrated at the same time. So all of that is coming up in this video. Also, if you like this video, I have a whole series on Venice, both on YouTube and on travellemming.com. So just go to travellemming.com, type in Venice, and you'll find all of my guides. You can also find all of my guides in the description box below. All right, with that, let's get into my 3-day Venice itinerary. Okay, so day one, to start off your trip, I think that you should see all of the main sites. And there are 2 ways to do this. Personally, on my first day in Venice, I actually took a guided tour called Venice in a Day. We went to the Rialto Bridge, Piazza San Marco. We went inside the Basilica. We went inside Doge's Palace. We saw the Bridge of Sighs. All of that stuff can be done with a day tour. I will put the link for the exact tour I took in the description box below. But of course, if you don't want to take a tour, if you prefer exploring, you can totally do this yourself. My number 1 tip for doing this yourself is start early. Start at like 8 o'clock in the morning and book all of the attractions in advance. If you don't book Doge's Palace and the Basilica or, St. Mark's Campanile in advance, there is a chance that you won't be able to get into those things. So as soon as you know your dates for Venice, book those in advance. By the way, I have a whole article and YouTube video on my top tips for Venice. So definitely check that out after this video. Okay, so after you're done looking at all of those main sites, grab some lunch. Now, you can do this in Piazza San Marco. There's a really famous cafe there called Cafe Florian. I went there myself. I think this is a wonderful ambiance, but it's super expensive. And to be honest, you can step just a little bit away from those main sites and get a way cheaper price, even a little bit more of a local ambiance. Just walk for like 10 minutes. You're gonna find so many spots. So I recommend doing that for lunch if you don't want to spend literally an arm and a leg, well, not literally, but an arm and a leg on lunch in Piazza San Marco. Then when you're done lunch, I actually recommend for your first afternoon in Venice just to walk around, get lost a little. That's truly the best part of Venice, is wandering around. I also recommend leaving San Marco for this. Go check out San Polo, go check out Cannaregio, go check out Dorso Duro or Castello. I have a whole guide on where to stay in Venice, as well as a video that details all of the great places to go, the ambiance of each, what you're gonna find in each which is also like the old districts in Venice as far as sites go. So check that out. You're going to find a lot more travel inspiration for your trip. But yes, for the afternoon, walk around, get lost a little. Also, indulge in, aperitivo culture here in Venice. So grab yourself maybe an Aperol spritz. They're very popular here. It's Aperol, Prosecco, and like a sparkling water. They're very good. There are also other options, alcoholic and plenty of non-alcoholic options. So have that, and also have some cicchetti. Cicchetti is kind of like Venetian tapas. So, like bruschetta, which has like tomatoes on top, but with cicchetti, you're going to get so many different toppings. So you can get, salmon, tuna, you can get veggie options. The opportunities are endless. So I recommend indulging in aperitivo culture in the afternoon. Take it easy, take some photos. Then you have to hop on a gondola. Do not let anybody talk you out of this. Taking a gondola in Venice is truly one of the best things to do. See Venice from the canals, talk to your gondolier, look at the beautiful buildings from an entirely different perspective. Taking a gondola in Venice, it's just the quintessential thing to do here. Then for dinner, I have a recommendation for you. So I actually stayed at the Baglioni Hotel Luna. It's a 5-star hotel. I do recommend it. Actually, at the end of this video, I'm going to give you my top hotel recommendations for where to stay in Venice if you're only here for 3 nights. So make sure to stick around for the end of this video for that. But in the Baglioni Hotel Luna, there is a restaurant called Santo Mare, which is truly one of the best meals that I had in Venice. So I'm going to tell you the dessert. They made our tiramisu right at the table. It was the best tiramisu I've had in my entire life. So highly recommend that for dinner. All right, so that was day 1 in Venice. Now let's get into day 2, which is going to be all about museums and history. So once again, you're gonna get a very early start to the day. If you haven't already gone to the Rialto Bridge, I recommend going here at like 7 or 8 a.m. You can see the Rialto Bridge behind me. Right now, I'm at Hotel Rialto here in San Marco. This is the Rialto Bridge. It is absolutely jammed with people during almost every time of the day except for early morning. So if you want to get those quintessential Rialto Bridge photos, get out here early in the morning. I would say 8 a.m. or earlier. Then what you're going to do is you're going to go to the Rialto Market. This is in San Polo, so just across the bridge from here. It's largely a produce and fish market, but they also have local wares as well. So if you want to buy some souvenirs from local crafters, this is where you're going to go. I think it's fun, even if you don't buy anything, just to walk around for a little while. Then for the rest of the day, it's actually going to be a choose your own adventure for museums and history. So I have some recommendations for you. I actually recommend doing maybe a couple of these in the morning, a couple of these in the afternoon, depending on your energy level, depending on what you really want to see. So my first recommendation for you is the Jewish ghetto in Cannaregio. So here you're going to find the Jewish Hebraico Museum. It's kind of like an open air museum. When you go to the Jewish Hebraico Museum to get your tickets, you'll have an option to have like a smartphone tour. I recommend buying this because then you can go at your own pace. You can see what you want to see. You can learn the lessons that you want to learn. And then it just kind of like talks to you as you go through all of the sites in this district, in the like old Jewish ghetto. So I highly recommend this for learning about, Jewish people throughout the centuries here in Venice. My next recommendation is actually over in Dorso Duro, which is, don't do these back to back because these are pretty far away from each other. This is just my second recommendation, so you can choose accordingly. So in Dorso Duro, you're going to find the Gallery d'Accademia. So this is a museum of pre-19th century art. It's absolutely gorgeous. You're going to find paintings, you'll find sculptures. Absolutely recommend. In that area too, there is the Peggy Guggenheim Museum. There's the Carnival Museum. I think this is a great region to spend a lot of time in if you like museums and history in particular. So my next museum and history recommendation for you is in San Polo. So here you can find the Scuola Grande di San Rocco, which is a gorgeous school of paintings. I would spend at least an hour here. And right next door, you're going to find the Basilica dei Frari. This is a minor basilica, but again, is absolutely filled with gorgeous art and history. This is an incredibly old building. Spend a little time here as well before you head over next door to the Interactive Da Vinci Museum. So the Interactive Da Vinci Museum is filled with not original Da Vinci art or anything like that, but it has like his inventions that you can actually play with. So it has inventions of, physics, of anatomy, and of art, so you can, all of his physics inventions, kind of play with them, see how they were used and how he came up with these ideas. It's a really cool spot, especially if you're traveling with kids. Would highly recommend that. Okay, so when you're all history and museumed out, I recommend going to the H10 Palazzo Canova and go to the La Terrazza bar and restaurant. They have a wonderful terrace overlooking the Grand Canal. Have a drink, have a little aperitivo maybe, and just take in the amazing view. I actually stayed at this hotel, but even if you're not staying there, highly recommend this terrace bar. Then for dinner, if you like sushi, I recommend the Mirai Bar and Restaurant. This is actually in Hotel Principe, or honestly, you can just find a great spot along a canal. There's so many places to eat here in Venice, so just pick a spot with good ambiance, with a good menu that you think would work for you. Find a spot and settle in for a couple hours. And so for your third day in Venice, I'm going to recommend a day trip to Murano and Burano. So early in the morning, take the water bus from Venice to Murano. Murano is specifically known for its Murano glassmaking. I recommend as soon as you get there, go to a glassmaking workshop so you can actually see people make glass real time. They're in their workplace, but these are free to enter. You don't have to spend anything to get in. If you want to buy some Murano glass, maybe you would buy some on the way out, but there's absolutely no pressure to do that. So after you're done seeing that, then go to the Glassmaking Museum. This is a great way to learn all about Murano glass, how it got started, the glass throughout the eras. It's really cool. Once you've gotten your fill of all the glass, I have a lunch recommendation for you. So you're going to want to go to Murano Trattoria Valmarana. This was such a good restaurant in Murano. I actually stayed in Murano at the NH Collection Murano Villa, and this is right next door. I also do recommend that hotel if you want to stay in Murano, by the way. website. Once again, check out my guide to where to stay in Venice for the details on that. But this lunch spot is truly incredible. We both had a spritz and then we had gelato for dessert. It was 10 out of 10. After you're done lunch, you're gonna leave Murano and you're gonna go over to Burano. So Burano is known for its colorful buildings, and they truly are all the colors of the rainbow. It's also known for its lace making. So you can go to the lace making museum there. Honestly, my favorite part of Burano was just walking around, taking photos of all of the incredible buildings, listening to the bells from the church tower. I took a little tour inside the main church there. Really cool spot. Recommend just posting up on a canal, grabbing a spritz, grabbing some cicchetti, and just taking in the ambiance. Then when you're kind of done that and you want something else, I recommend there's actually a pedestrian bridge that goes to Mazzorbo. So this is the neighboring island, and here you're actually going to find a vineyard. I took a stroll throughout the vineyard. It was super cool. It was so gorgeous. That day was sunny. It was wonderful. And they have of course, a winery here. So if you want to stop in for a glass of wine, highly recommend that too. So when you're all done that, hop on the water bus and go back to Venice. So for only 3 days, you're probably wondering where to stay in Venice. And of course, I've already told you that I have a full guide to where to stay in Venice. Definitely check that out. Check out my YouTube video on that as well. However, if you only have 3 days, I have some specialized recommendations for you. My number one, I've already mentioned it, is the H10 Palazzo Canova. I like this for 3 days because it's fairly central. It's in San Polo, but it's only maybe a 10-minute walk to Piazza San Marco. It's only maybe a 3-minute walk to the Rialto Bridge, but it's in San Polo, not San Marco. So San Marco is absolutely congested with tourists and travelers all day long. It gets a little overwhelming. This place gives you a little bit of separation, and it's a beautiful hotel in its own right. I really like the very modern and contemporary rooms. My next recommendation for a hotel, if you're only in town for a few days, is Palazzo Priuli. So this is a 14th century family home of the Priuli family, and I absolutely loved it. The rooms were a little bit small, I'm not going to lie, but that's because you are staying in their family home of that time, and it really has that feeling. It has so many antique furnishings and paintings. It's exquisitely decorated. This is located in Castello, so again, it's only maybe a 10-minute walk to all the main sites, but you're truly a little bit removed from that tourist hustle and bustle of San Marco. And my third recommendation, if you're feeling a little extravagant, if you want to go 5 stars, stay at the Baglioni Hotel Luna. I mentioned this earlier because I mentioned their restaurant Santo Mare, but the hotel itself is absolutely gorgeous. It has such a storied history. It's actually believed to be potentially the oldest hotel in Venice. And the rooms are just exquisitely decorated. It's all very lush. It smells amazing in there. Everyone is so nice and lovely. I recommend that if you're here and want to, live that 5-star lifestyle. All right, everybody, so that is my 3 days in Venice itinerary. If you like this video, also check out my 3 days in Venice article. It's linked in the description box below. It goes into just a little bit more detail about how to visit Venice in 3 days. It has all the links, that kind of stuff. And if you like this video, you might like this one next. Ciao!